Say it again. What are you doing?
I'm zooming.
You're zooming? What?
I'm currently sorry, I'm zooming. Don't go there. I'm zooming.
I'm zooming.
Zoomies.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, I want to hear it from everyone. Mike, what are you doing?
I'm zooming down the road.
Wow. What about you, Milan? What are you doing?
I'm zooming.
What about you, Josh?
No comment.
First.
Jacob, what about you? What are you doing?
Zooming.
And I am zooming.
I'm zoomed out.
Hello and welcome to another great installation of TechTalk. Yes, it is Friday again. We are very excited to have everyone back on board and a very, very special guest. So I'll hand it over to you, Mikey. Why don't you introduce our special guest from last week's live stream?
Hey guys, a special Tech Talk today on the back of the live stream, not the last live stream, the one before. So looking at answering questions and talking all things live stream. We have Jake from Premium Polished Concrete on board with us today. How's it going, Jake?
Oh, pretty good, mate. You know?
Yeah, mate. So just tell us a bit about Premium Polished Concrete, you know, how the business came about and where you came from and how long you've been up and running.
Yeah, cool. Well, I started doing concrete surface prep about 2014, 2015. And had a little single phase 530. Kurt actually showed me how to turn that on and trip circuits. So then once I got over, tripping circuits and trying to pull more current than available through a 10 amp or 15 amp socket, switched companies to using a PG 680 and started polishing. And then again, Kurt was there as a diamond supplier and really showed me all the tooling, and then stayed polishing for, I think it's been about 4 or 5 years, and then went solo at the start of COVID. So 2020, start of 2020, and kind of invested in the Rock Up VIP support and kind of really lent on Kurt to get my efficiencies up and start making meters quicker and easier and better. Unlearning a lot of the things I'd learned over being shown over the past couple of years and learning how to do it quicker and better.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And I mean, the next question I was going to ask, which you've kind of answered a little bit there, but a bit about Rock Up Group and a bit about Works Plus. I mean, you're a pretty big advocate. Obviously, I catch up with you most weeks and you've always got good things to say and you always like getting involved, mate. So what are your sort of thoughts around Rock Up and Works Plus there?
Well, while I was employed, I didn't have any control over tooling. So I've seen a lot of the other brands and the efficiencies and stuff just do not compare. Heat dissipation in other suppliers and stuff, the tooling will just heat up, stop cutting, requiring multiple passes. Whereas with the Works Rocks segments, I can just sink my big block into the floor and just move forward and just cut that floor flat quickly in one pass. No hosing down the floor in 4 passes with some Alibaba very soft bonds and overheating the T1 temp on the thing. Yeah, it's just easier. Give Mike a call, come up with some medium double segments and full exposure, one pass. And then Kurt really showed me how to dial in the big block, because I got the big block back in 2018 before you guys were pushing them on the 680s so much, and I had no idea how to take advantage of that extra torque, and then gave Kurt a call and he talked me through how to really pull that current through that motor and make a flat floor quick.
Oh, it's awesome. No, good stuff. All right, boys. Well, I thought we might kick off with some questions and a bit of chat about the live feed now. And yeah, great to have you on, Jake, and mate, part of the crew for the day and join in.
Yep, got all the memorabilia, everything. Welcome.
Hey, Jake, I have one question before we move forward as well, because I know I've been with Works for a little while now, so we've known each other for a little while, and knowing to where you've come from to where you are today, my question to you is, from all the things you've learned and where your knowledge base is now, where are still the things you want to improve on? Where's still the struggles where you want to push for the next best thing, sort of thing?
Oh, it's hard to say when you're as premium as me. I don't know where else to go. Is there anything?
I was going to say, don't say a better rep, or else I'll.
No, like I'm pretty much sorted. I've been with Rock Up, the VIP service, for about 18 months now. I've done over 3,000 meters with Kurt on site and stuff. done heaps of detail work with Kurt, stairs, everything, mastered edges, corners, blending in from floors to edges. Pretty much all of my work is high-end domestic. So smashing out huge meters really quickly isn't the goal. It's the detail work. For example, this house I'm on right now, it's only 110 square meters, but it's got a 20-meter long hallway, a walk-in robe, a laundry, an ensuite, a butler's pantry. The amount of edge work is more than the surface area. So, and that's where the detail really comes in. And it's taken years to fine tune and modify tooling, like getting angle grinders and cutting the heads off them, shaving them back so you can get in that extra 1 mil, you know, all that detail work. What I would really like to improve on next would be really experimenting with the alternatives to specialties. So doing more things with the impacts and the universals and really getting a thorough understanding of how they will react with the floor and how they will refine it in certain ways. For example, like on this job here, I'm pretty much stuck with specialties because they've got the plaster on and all the door frames in. So if I was to use something like a universal, I would lose segments off my tooling. Every single doorway, I've got 2 mil tolerance. So it's, you know, but the specialties are working great. Dialed it in, just mowing meters.
Yeah.
And on my hands and knees for a couple of hours.
Future TechTalk ideas there, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, live stream seminar ideas.
I'll just chime in there with Jake. They're really pushing the detail side of things. I mean, working like you never know everything in polished concrete, and leveraging off other contractors and other people's experiences using tooling and how they do things it's awesome. It's like everyone out there at the moment creating these wicked floors. You can always pick up something different each time, and I've noticed a lot with Jake with his detail. It's bang on. He cares about what he does. He knows what he's looking for. And look, Rock Up Group, we use Jake to do most of our detail work because it aligns with what we're out there pushing, you know. So it's really great to work with other contractors. I think that if you're ever in a pickle or you've ever got an overload of work or you ever need another contractor to come in and still represent your brand, you can leverage off that so well. You know, if everyone's aligned doing that same kind of quality detail work, it's really beneficial. And that's a real good relationship that Jake and I have made over the last nearly 2 years.
I've seen a bit of that coming off the back of seminars as well. And it's funny how I'm talking to guys that I've met through the seminars when I was newer, and now that I've done other seminars since that first one. And it's funny how you talk to these guys and, I still talk to such and such I did the seminar with, and, you know, and those sorts of things create good relationships with, you know, between people as well. So it's a big thing always.
Yeah, before the lockdown, I was looking to do another seminar just for networking. I was like, well, I've already hung out with Kurt for dozens and dozens of jobs, so I don't really need to. I was just going to sit in the back, like throw paper planes and stuff. And,
egg and bacon
like
rolls.
high school again. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a question for you, Jake. I'm a new contractor, just cut my teeth. I've just listened to your story, how long you were in the game for, all the stuff that you picked up that you said was, you know, learn how to do things wrong. I'm new to the game. What is the fastest way to get to the premium level? What would you recommend to any contractor getting into it today? Got that single phase 530 that's tripping the power. Where to from here? I want to be at the premium level. What's the fast track?
The fast track is a 3-phase big block to get your meters down. But the difference between myself and someone who can smash out like 2,000 meters a week is the edges and the detail work. You know, that comes with muscle memory and everything. Like I can literally like close my eyes when I'm polishing and feel the densifier being removed by the resin and be like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. No, there's more there. Besides just seeing it, when I'm looking for things like plucking, but you know, the more you get used to it, you're not really plucking anymore. It's more that the abrasion from that texture and stuff. You know, once you've mastered the edges and you can really blend them seamlessly and have them completely like a sheet of glass and flawless, then that's where you then can transition into extrapolating that knowledge into a larger surface area, like behind a 680. And you have to go dual drive, like it's irrefutable. Because, and then like, you know, it's like Patch McGee says, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. What?
So if you can do corners, you can do floors.
That's it.
Heartedly agree.
I love it. I love it. That is great.
But sorry, I also had one other question, Jake. Is it true that everyone who goes through the Rock Up course comes out reading Braille?
Just textures.
Just textures.
The concrete acne, right?
Yeah. The old spritz and sprimage.
Well, you asked one question on the live stream seminar to us. You asked...
Amongst a lot of banter, I believe.
Amongst a lot of banter, yes. But one of the questions you asked, if you're grinding north-south, can you polish when you get to the polishing stages? And maybe this is a process at a premium. Can you polish east to west, for example?
See, I know the answer. I wanted to get your guys' opinion.
Oh, Kurt, Milan?
Look, my opinion is I love to run the same way all the time. Keep mowing those fields, keep ploughing the fields the same way. But if we are talking about polishing stage and we're not removing any more material, you know, we've merged out of the metal bond and we're transitioning, it doesn't really matter. You might have seen on the live streams, we have gone that way, east, south, whichever way we're going to go. It's just more about replacing that scratch with the tool that you're using now. So I guess it's not something that you would jump into and go, okay, now I've been running this way, now I'm going to polish that way. That would just be unproductive, I would say. But there is nothing wrong with going...
No.
You know,
yeah, I think if you started grinding north and south, and particularly on those residential projects where it's not, you know, so symmetrical, there was a reason why you picked north and south. It's probably the longer run. It's directly into light, so it'll make more sense just to follow that. So you're not, you know, constantly moving hoses, leads, all that sort of stuff. So again, speaking productivity, you pick the fastest way to get to your end destination.
I think if you're constantly viewing the tool that you're running right now as just being a tool for texture creation, it's laying down that texture right now. I think if that's what you're constantly monitoring, you'll come to the same conclusion that once you're honing and polishing, it doesn't really matter so long as what's coming out the back of the machine is dead on new texture.
Yeah. One of the best things I learned, well, the first things I learned from Rock Up was really reading the floor and actually reading that scratch pattern. All the other people I'd worked for, they all had the DC, 12-volt DC light kits on their grinders, but all of the leads on them were snapped and they were never turned on. And then half of the other guys had their phone up on the handlebars, just watching Netflix. They weren't even looking at the floor. They just go through the processes. I know that if I use these 50s and this much density and do 2 passes, this will happen. But then really actually looking down and watching the floor and watching the production and the manufacture of the polish, reading the scratch pattern was massive. Because then you know that you can run faster. I'm still getting that perfect scratch. And then it came to, well, like, oh, there's a little, like, you know, little tidbit there. I wonder if I should come back. And then you're like, I'm going to leave that in that room and I'm going to keep going, and then the next pass, see what happens. And next pass takes it out. So now I know that certain scratch is fine for the next tooling. And to learn that scratch pattern better, I found that cross polishing really helped identify what scratch I was putting in and what scratch was already there. Mm-hmm. Because if you've got your crescents going north-south and then you start polishing east-west, if they're orientated 90 degrees, then you know that that's the previous pass. Mm-hmm. So that really like fast-tracked me identifying what each grit is. And if I have a room that I'm anticipating might have difficulties with removing scratches, I will cross-polish them. I don't do it every single time, but sometimes it can be an early stage like identifier of potential issues.
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Before you get to 400s and there's a bloody scratch somewhere.
Almost sounds like training wheels for polishing, you know, to make sure you can cross.
Yeah. I have one last one as well, Jake. As you know, here at Workspots, we ever evolving and always bringing out new products. And you know, lately we have brought out the e-spray, Trix blades, this, that, and the other. Which has been the biggest game changer, in your opinion, what we have done in the last, let's say, 2 years for the industry?
Oh, see, the GRT and the rocks and stuff, they're great, but I was employed previous to them, so I can't speak to the improvements specifically in that new alloy. So from my point of view, the biggest thing would be the detail stuff again, like the Trix blades. You got the 125mm and the 75mm. That 75mm Trix blade for getting in corners underneath skirts, underneath plaster, on your stairs and stuff. It's very dangerous if you're not telling it where to go. It'll get away from you and cut into something. But once you've got the muscle memory to really hold that square and plumb, you can do some crazy things with those little discs.
That's a great answer. We would have also accepted the new sales rep that started in the last year with Works Plus, but that's fine too if you want to go tooling.
I actually went for
could be
your
two of
position
them
several years ago.
I was wondering when that was going to come up.
That's all right. I've got a long memory. I remember these things. It's all good. It's all good.
Just next time when Mike turns up at your worksite, Jake, he'd be out of coffee.
I was going to say, mate, there'll be something special in it for him. Either way. And that's all right. We'll be fine.
The other thing, Jake, obviously you are a big advocate on Instagram and you post a lot of great work and stuff.
Thank you.
You know, I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing a great job. And it's really great to have someone like yourself where it's got such a great eye for detail and cares about the industry.
See, I don't consider myself a concrete polisher. I'm a Geo Mineral Abrasive Artisan.
I agree.
Yeah.
I've always thought of you that way too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Does that title fit on your business card?
Yeah, it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
I like
Leave
it.
some letters of the alphabet for us, okay?
What are we going to see in the next live stream, boys?
I think if we're trying to get that floor finished and we start moving into some sealer, I think we'll have some good conversations there. We'll learn some good stuff.
Well, I guess the other thing is that what else do you guys want to see? So why don't you leave some questions or banter below and let's get the conversation flowing. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. It's been a really great tech talk. Jake, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you,
Jake.
Really great for you to share some info on who Premium Polished Concrete is. And again, Kurt, also thank you to you for what you're doing to the industry. There's no one like you out there, besides Works Plus, of course.
No, Kurt is definitely unique. Kurt's definitely unique.
Yeah.
I like to be unique.
Jake is the premium.
Absolute pleasure.
But next week's white again, okay? Actually, no. What are you wearing, by the way?
Red skirt.
Tuxedos, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's
Special dress. Special dress.
Double denim. Double denim.
No.
Double denim.
No, it's going to be polished.
Tasmanian tuxedo. That's what it is.
It's going to be tuxes. You got to wear tuxedos.
I don't want to get my tux dirty.
Also, except top hat and tails.
I want to see the comb over and a tuxedo and your shiny shoes.
Pressure's on.
Cool.
Cool.
Boys.
All right, gentlemen.
Tune in to see.
Love your work.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Have a great
See you
week.
guys.
Have a great afternoon.
Have a good one.
Weekend.
Nice weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Oh, you're doing well, Kurt. Getting those words out. Coming
Hey,
along.
I'm a wordsmith, yeah?
What's it?
Almost. Yep.
Word polisher.
Word polisher. I think you're
technician.
still. I think you're still word grinding right now.
I was going to say, I thought he was a word grinder, actually.
Word grinder. I'll take it. All right.
All right,
All right,
guys.
boys.
All righty.
Have a great
See
weekend.
you all.
Thank
Ciao.
you.
So,